Hey everybody, this is Mr. Horton with a series of video backup lessons for Studio Art 1, Studio Art 2, and film appreciation and cinematography. Verni Arts, Iona Prep. Okay, so we're back, and for this next part, we're going to look at doing all the logo work needed for the first grade for the video game cover. So in the last video, which I have linked below, we set up the framework for the video game case. Okay, so this one we're going to be talking about things like the console that it's on, which is going to be in two places. We're going to talk about the logo in two places. We're going to talk about the ESRB rating in two places. We're going to talk about the studio in two places. We're going to talk about the barcode and some jazzy stuff over here. Okay, so let's start off with the console. Okay, now you can make up your own console, or you can use a pre-existing one. Now, the pre-existing consoles are PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. I have images up right here, and I'll have an image of this linked to Classroom if you want to try to do these. Okay, but for simplicity reasons, I'm just gonna do a PS4 logo up here. So I'm gonna take my ruler up here, and I'll line it up with the top, and I'm going to do a line across. Okay, and then I'm going to draw in some of this PlayStation stuff. Okay, so I've drawn up the PS4 logo and the thing, and you notice again I put it in two spots. I have it on the front here with the line, and then you'll notice that I also turned my picture vertically, and I did it right here with the little line coming down, just like in the source image that I'm using as my reference point, this God of War picture right here. Okay, so my next thing is, why don't I go down and I do the ESRB rating. So I'm going to put that in the bottom left, and I'm going to draw a little rectangle down here. Looks like that. Okay, and I think I'm going to rate my game mature. For the record, here is an image of all the ESRB ratings. And I'll have this link through Classroom if you want to look at them. You could also make up a rating. It could be like H for Mr. Horton or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to put that in. I'm going to put in probably... So there's my little ESRB rating. Put in the mature, I put the ESRB thing, I got a little squiggle line under mature 17. There that is right there. Now I'm gonna do that in a second place. I'm gonna again do that over here. But this time, this box is now going to be bigger. It's gonna have a second box next to it. Okay, I made it a little bit smaller this time, and in this box is where you're going to write all the descriptions of the stuff that would be in the censorship thing. So say it has like gore, and then I can kind of be funny here and maybe put like cats, animal dander, blood. To get it out of the way, let's do some more of the stuff on the back of the game case. Okay? So above this, and again, I'm going to be using my ruler as much as possible here because there's a lot of straight line work. I'm going to do a big rectangle back here. And this is going to have a little triangle. I'm going to do a box above this. It's going to be equal in size. I'm going to do a light line above this one. A light line above that. Close this one off. Close it off. I'll put a diamond. Okay, so in these ones, I got like, it's a little silhouette of a person, it looks like a can, it looks like a controller, it's a circle, these two are blank. Okay, we'll deal with these in the coloring section later on. Okay, let's get in some more rectangles over here. We're gonna have a white box here. We're gonna have a white box here. We're gonna have a bigger rectangle here. Okay, we're gonna have a big rectangle that's like this. All right, we're gonna close this off with a line there. We're gonna draw like a globe on this. Okay, and then in this box, we're gonna do a barcode. You could look up a barcode and kind of just rip it off. It's just really nonsensical lines like that. Okay, and then usually there's like a squiggly line underneath it, like that, and maybe I might put a line like above it, like that. Look, we've got a lot of this out of the way, right? Let's get in the production company. And I'm gonna make my production company an old logo I used to use. My first name's Matt, and then I mixed that with an H, and I got kind of this logo. I used to put this on my paintings. Now I'm gonna write Horton Studios, and I'm gonna do that logo again on the back right here. I'm going to change the orientation of it a little bit, make this one horizontal. There we go. Horton Studios, Horton Studios. All right, now let's go on to arguably the hardest part of this, which is going to be the logo. Now, this is going to be the first time we actually had to put some significant creative energy into this. Okay, so I'm going to make my video game a spoof on famous long-time running PlayStation game Metal Gear Solid, but I'm going to mix Metal Gear Solid with cats. So I'm going to call this Metal Gear Mujister, which is probably the stupidest name for a cat I could possibly think of, which will work. So I'm going to rip off a lot of this Metal Gear logo in my logo here. And again, the key factor here is I'm going to try to get some sort of a loose stamp of where I think the logo should be. Okay, it could be up here, but it could also be lower, which I think I might do. I think I might actually make this at the bottom as opposed to being at the top. Anything works. It can kind of be anywhere on the cover. Okay, so I'm gonna put mine down here. Yeah, this works. So I'm gonna get like a loose just sketch of where I think the logo should go. Remember, I have to draw this logo twice. I gotta draw it here, and I also gotta draw it vertically over here. So I'm just gonna kind of try to sketch and as best I can. Now this is gonna be, again, where most of the difficulty of this project comes in, is gonna be sketching in the stuff you're fabricating. Okay, I know the midway point of this is 4.5, so we're looking at 2 1/4 is the middle right here, which means my L in metal has to be about here, and the G in gear is to be about there. Again, you don't have to do anything that's crazy. You can kind of just do whatever. You can do it however you want the logo to be. You're making it up. Doesn't even have to look like the thing you're referencing if you don't want it to. Okay, so there I have that. Tactical Feline Cat Action Metal Gear Mujister in the thing. Now I'm going to have to redraw this logo, which is going to be such a pain in the butt, but I have to redraw this right here, and I'm going to do a significantly reduced version of this, so I'm not going to do it anywhere near the level of detail. All right, there we go. I'm happy with that. Okay, so my next step is going to be my basic refining process. I'm going to go through, I'm going to color everything. I'm going to ink this a little bit using, I don't think I'm going to use a Sharpie, but I'm probably going to use a colored pencil or something. But, all right, let's go on to coloring. in a couple steps. Okay guys, so here's the finished image that I colored in all the logo work. You can see I used blue around the PS4 logo, and obviously it's going to be different if you're picking PS5, which is white, or Xbox or Xbox Series X, okay, or Nintendo. Got my logo here, which is barely colored because again it's reduced. I got the red on the logo here, orange on mine, and then over here I did some red around here, some red lines, blue in the top part, black and orange, and orange right here, and I kind of just outlined everything with a black color pencil just to make everything pop. So I'm going to photograph this. I'm going to upload this to Classroom. This is going to count as the classwork grade, which is the first grade for the video game cover, and then the next grade is going to be the harder one where you're actually going to be drawing in imagery here and then imagery here. We're going to cover that in the next video again. So this is the thing you're going to finish. You're going to photograph it, upload it to Classroom. Any questions, email me. Please refer to the source images and refer to your own games at home. Try to look at as much of them as possible and try to look at as much of the imagery on your games at home as possible and try to like rip that off in creative ways to make your game look kind of cool, okay? So yeah, again, email me if you have any questions. If you have any questions about the assignment, email me or refer to the project on Google Classroom. See you in class.